All right, what up? We are back for an all new episode of the podcast. You know, we've been off for the holidays. It's a brand new year. Damaged Blue. What's up?
Yo, I'm feeling good. 2021, brand new energy. We back.
I really missed you guys. It is good to be back. New year. Who this?
Listen,
It's
I
up.
am back. I am back feeling fresh. I will tell you, my team is stressed the hell out because I have said to them over here at Hollywood Unlocked, we got goals on top of goals. Our goals got goals. You know what I mean? You know, sometimes when I see these muscle men out here with muscles and they muscles be having muscles, I'm like, how your muscles get muscles? Now I get it because there's so much that I want to do. There's so many exciting ideas that I have. Everybody knows I've been fighting to get free from my Viacom contract, and I am free at last. I am free.
Free at last.
Shout out to Blue, who started the hashtag Free Jason Lee movement,
Hey,
and
Jason Lee.
then followed up with a dope article on the griot that you have to go check out. And then shout out to my friend Selena Hill over at Black Enterprise. She wrote a couple stories, and it was the #1 trending story on Google and over the weekend, last week. And I'm just excited that people are wanting to hear the story because it's less about me and it's more about the conversation that needs to keep being elevated on racism in media, and also how these big companies, these big networks are taking advantage of the culture and driving a perception of us and being very monolith that is not fair. And there has to be a stand that's taken. And I'm glad that I'm taking that stand. And I'm just thankful that I have friends like you, Blue, and Selena, in journalists from other platforms that are sharing the story, and then also to the public who's reading it.
Jason, that article did so well. It did so well. Our readers at the Griot loved reading about it. I think people hit me up and said they were surprised to hear how intelligent and civically engaged you were. So it was cool to show people another side of Jason Lee, in addition to, gagging and what we do here.
Exactly.
In addition to, yeah.
Me leaving the network means I left 3 years of confirmed money. Like, I left 3 big paychecks in order to follow what I believe was right. And sometimes all money ain't good money. You know what I mean? Especially in the midst of a pandemic where having that stability guaranteed is a good thing. But how can I be out here protesting Black Lives Matter and Black Brands Matter and let's stand up for equality in journalism, but then I'm throwing drinks on people and fighting with people on TV? Like, it just doesn't add up. And so for that, I'm gone. So I'm happy to be gone. And I'm happy to be back to see both of you. So what did both of you do while we were gone? Because I feel like it's been years since we've been together.
Honestly, for me, Jason, I just been working. I wish I could say we took a real vacation, but it's been nonstop work. But Christmas was beautiful. I'm so blessed to have such a grateful son. He asked for 2 things. He got those 2 things and was so ecstatic. All he wanted was a bike and a Nerf gun. I mean, you got to pray for a kid that just wants 2 things. And he was so excited for it. It was like, I was like, bro, you knew you was getting it. So I'm just thankful. I had a good holiday break, but I'm ready to get back to it because I feel like the culture, you're talking about the culture, how people is extorting the culture. The culture needs us. We're back. It's Hollywood Unlocked.
Exactly. And I know I promised him a PS5 or play. I said
You
play,
did.
but now with this whole PlayStation 5 thing going on, we got to talk about that. But I got a surprise coming up in a second. Blue, what did you do besides paint your home?
I painted my house. I'm never doing that again. That was horrible. I had a very interesting, I hate painting. I am not meant for manual labor. But I had a holiday that was supposed to be sad, but it ended on a sexier note. This is the first time in my entire adult life that I haven't been able to see my family because of COVID. My mother's in her 70s and all my cousins are nurses, and it just didn't make sense for me to fly out to Boston. So I stayed home and I painted the house and I ran errands. One of my friends surprised me and took me on like a mini drive to Malibu because everybody knows I love driving to Malibu. So that was fun. And then I got an interesting phone call from a friend who like declared their love for me, and I had no idea. And it was a really interesting phone call.
Love isn't like they want to get together and like make something happen, love.
Feelings, all the grown man feelings. And I actually felt like I was in one of those like 50 Shades of Grey, like romantic comedies until I, remembered that I used to date this person's best friend. And apparently they're still best friends. And so I had to decline
Where's the
the
problem?
offer.
Where's the problem?
Jason, I'm marriage minded. So if I was to marry this person, I would have slept with the groom and the best man. That is not how I want to start my 2021. So
Well,
That's how life be.
might have been a good year. I mean, look, I have dated my boyfriend in my book. God must have forgotten about me. His name was Josh. I don't know where he's at anymore. But he was chapter 5, toxic ass nigga. He had slept with Calvin, who's chapter 6. You know what I mean? So like,
Jason, no. I can't go out like. And plus, you're a man. It's different when you're a man. You don't want to be the woman who has slept with the crew, which is the speech that I gave him. And I'm happy that I said no because 2 days later, I did a post on Instagram, and his best friend hit me up like, "Was that post about me?" And I was like, "No, it wasn't about you." And then he segued into, "Well, I wanted to talk to you anyways because I heard about what happened with you, and my bestie." So I got cussed out for 45 minutes straight just for entertaining the phone call. So I'm happy I declined. And they're both
well,
probably watching right now.
if he's cute, I'll entertain the phone call. Slide it over here.
Jason, no, you are not sleeping with anybody that I've been with, Jason. That's a line that we are going to draw in Hollywood Unlocked. We are not sharing booty on the
I'm
show.
not talking about your ex. I'm saying if the homie who you don't want
Uh-huh.
wants somebody and he can't get you, I'm the closest thing to you. So, bam.
So my question is, so this is the big question, right? Are
Yeah.
those two still friends? That's the big question. Are they still friends? If they're still friends, I can get it. But if they're not cool no more, and then that's your ex, you can do whatever you want to do.
See, that's the thing. And this shows that Damage has a little bit of emotional intelligence, more so than the person who made the call. Because I'm thinking you're calling me because you guys fell out. And when I was like, so you guys don't talk anymore? The response was, no, that's my brother. So that's when the conversation took a turn.
But let's just keep it real. Like, okay, since you dated your ex, a lot of people have died. COVID struck. People lost jobs. Like the dating pool right now has been very, very limited. And so I'm finding my own creative ways to diversify the dating pool. And I'm gonna tell you, I think I found a way. Now, look, here's the deal. If you
Uh-oh.
want to date, right? If you want to date and you want to find somebody who's going to love you for you, you have to create an environment where they get all their needs met. And I know when it comes to men, I've learned that they need two things. They need a really well-rolled blunt and they need a PS5. Now listen, some people would say that this is not the
Wow.
way Sony intended to market their products, but here's what I will say. If you are somewhere lonely and looking for a good time, and a PS5, slide in my DMs. Because at this point, I am single. Although I am talking to somebody, we have agreed that we are still both single. And I just felt like the PS5 is a great way of, luring the right person into the bedroom.
But wait, how did you just say you're talking to
Wait,
somebody, but you're single and you're trying to lure more people in? What's happening? What is happening?
I'm
Because
so
let's be clear.
confused.
Hold on. Let's be clear. When you go fishing and you throw your hook in the water and you get a fish to bite and you reel them in and you bring them in the boat, aren't you evaluating whether or not to keep that fish? You don't just go home and stop fishing, right? You keep fishing until the end of
Yeah,
the
I
trip.
do.
No, you don't.
Oh
Because
Wait,
my God.
Jason made a great point. That's a great point. It's
Mm-mm.
a great point.
I just feel
You
like
look at the fish, you might
people
throw them
are,
back in the water, you might put them in the bucket.
yeah, and then when you throw the fish in the water, now you at home hungry, middle of the night, scratching your stomach that's empty because you stopped fishing early. And I just feel like I'm a great catch. So if I'm gonna catch you, you gotta be able to match up. You know what I mean?
I
So,
disagree with everything that's just happened in the last 2 minutes, but go ahead. This is
well, really,
crazy.
because look, for me to settle down, given all of where I am in life, I know what I want. If I meet somebody who may not know exactly what they want, then we're not on the same page. And I'm not going to put all eggs in one basket, and I'm not going to put all fish in one bucket. My line is still in the water. People can still bite on it if they want to, but if you bite on my hook and I suck you in, you might be stuck with me. And you know what else I'll say? You know,
Oh
if
my
you're
God.
meant to be with somebody and you want that person, don't let that person get away. And I'm not the only person that feels this way. Now, I know you guys know the actress Jack A. Harry from 227. Now, she just
Love her.
recently tweeted, and she's a legend. She recently tweeted about the PS5s. This is what she said on Twitter. I don't have any gaming consoles to give away, but you're free to come get this PS5.
Woo. Tell Jack, is Jackie single? Tell her I'm pulling up.
I love old Black women. I feel like as a Black
Me
woman,
too.
the older you are, yes, damage, we know. The older you are, the more you know what you want. So Jason said if you picked a fish that didn't know what it wanted, but I feel like once a Black woman hits like her late 30s, she knows exactly what she wants.
I
So
don't
And
think
she
I
knows what she
get
wants
for it.
anyway.
I don't damage. I don't think you're gonna fuck Jack A. Harry for a PS5.
Not for the PS5. I want the PUS5. What's that? I want that.
Wait,
I want exactly what she was giving away. She said she ain't got the counsel.
so
This is
if
taking a turn.
Jack A. Harry is watching, you would hit it.
Oh yeah, I used to watch on TV all the time. She got this like goofy, sexy thing going on. Yeah, I like that.
Jack A. Harry is the reason why I have so much peplum in my wardrobe. So I think she's one of the prototypes as far as
See?
sexy Black women from back in the day. Her and Felicia
Mm-hmm.
Rashad and Debbie Allen are my 3 female like blueprints. And so on this one, I actually agree with Damage. I would condone it.
Yeah.
Damn it! Would you have sex with Debbie Allen and Felicia Rashad?
You know what? You know, those people, I don't know about them. You know, I'll come over for dinner. I'll definitely do that. I think I wouldn't go for the PUS5 for them. No.
Claire Huxtable?
Claire Huxtable is everything.
She
'Cause I know-
is everything, and I would love to come and eat with her.
Because you know, after Bill fucked up, she ain't getting no more pudding pop. So at this point,
I am not touching that one. I am not touching that. I am not touching
hold on.
that.
I don't care what you talk about, Blue. Now, Claire was the lawyer. You're not a lawyer in this situation. You're not representing Damage's dick. Damage, if you want to go lay that pudding pop on Claire and her sister, it could be a good gangbang for Pornhub. It's 2021. We got to get in these streets. And yeah.
Sometimes you got to feel the energy. After I get what I don't know how to spell her last name, Jack O'Hare. She know who she is. The lady that's giving up. The one that's giving up the PUS5. I'm with that. After I get that experience, I don't know. I might want to see Claire Huxtable. What she got over there?
This is why I have a problem with women these days. Wait, did you say what does Claire Huxtable have over there? Okay, look, the show is going down. Let me say this. We have to be careful because why are we slut shaming Jack A? Because she was a slut on 227. She can get the dick, but we can't fuck the attorney and we can't fuck the dance instructor from Fame. I want to be famous. I'm a clout chaser. Maybe I want some fame. Why can't we fuck who we want to fuck? And at this point,
I agree.
I know Felicia Rashad and Debbie Allen probably took a nigga down together once when they were younger.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't think so. But for me, but you brought up a great point.
Jason, you're wearing white and you actually get naughtier when you wear white. Like I'm convinced that you and these colors are backwards.
Have you heard that the Pope was jacking off on Instagram, touching photos of scantily dressed women?
Yes, I did hear that, and that was gross, but it happened allegedly.
You know, these things happen, man. This is what happens in the world.
Maybe he wasn't jacking off, but you know what I mean? Like he was playing around on the internet, you know, probably touching himself. Either way, look, he's the Pope. He lives by himself. If you look at the Vatican, they only have one person, population one, who lives at the Vatican, the Pope. So I don't know if I'm playing out or what, but I do like this wife.
No, I think you brought up a good point because we were talking about, you know, the Pope, he's older. Shout out to all the older legendary actresses we brought up. At what point do you feel like you're too old for sex? Both of y'all, Jason and Blue. What is the age? Is like, I don't need it no more.
I'm going to be fucking in the nursing home.
Not at my funeral, but at the burial. I could still fuck at the funeral.
No, there's laws against that, Jason. There's literally laws about why no one can fuck you at a funeral.
I think if you die with an erection, your penis stays hard. So say, for instance, I die with an erection, I would want somebody to sit on it at the funeral. Now, at the repast, don't touch me because at this point, I'm dirty. You done threw dirt on me. I'm gone. Just leave it alone.
Why do you know that, Jason?
What?
Why do you know that?
You don't watch dead nigga porn?
Okay, on that.
That's not a thing, though. That's not a thing.
That is not a thing. Damage, do not say that because when we said Jesus porn wasn't a thing, Jason went out and found some. So do not dare this man to find any more porn, please. My phone cannot take.
You talking about Jesus walks. Jesus was doing a lot more than that on Pornhub. But look, I have a question for you because I recently just flew back from New York City and I couldn't find a first class seat. And I'm fine with that because I just love sitting anywhere I can sit. I post on my Instagram as long as I get on a plane, I get somewhere because, you know, Black folks, we don't always travel. But there recently, I posted on my Instagram not too long ago that there was a girl trying to sneak video of me for her Instagram when I was in the back of the plane one time. And I was not even in the back of the plane. I think I was like in the bathroom at the end of the plane. And I just felt like if you want to take a picture of me, that's okay. But you don't need to take a video shaming me, because I will tell you, I fly first class, business, premium economy, and bathroom. I fly anywhere on the plane when I got to get somewhere. But I guess, train shaming was a thing. That's how I launched Gagging with Jason Lee. And then now there's plane shaming happening because this girl, she's a rapper named Chinese Kitty. She was on a flight. She don't know what airline she was on because she posted she was on United and Delta Comfort. But now we found out she was on United. A video went viral when she was on there. I guess she got into it with this other IG model named Batty G, who I don't know. No shade, I just don't know her. And they happened to be on the same flight. Now, the other night on Gagging with Jason Lee, she told me that her and the girl's man had words after he said something disrespectful to her. But let me show you really quick the flight. This was a short flight from Miami to New York where it all went down. Take a look.
All right, we got a brawl. Oh no, they're now. Tight. Fuck out of here. Hey, that was my gin and tonic. She just stole my gin and tonic. She stole my gin and tonic. Come fight me! Grab my fucking Birkin! Grab my fucking Birkin! Fuck out of here! Grab my Birkin! Let's have a Louis. Grab my purse. Grab my girl. Grab my purse. Hello, everyone. Well.
So there was a Karen who caught it all on camera and posted it for the internet. Shout out to the IGT model room or whatever that was that we got the video from. But yeah, so she was shamed for flying coach. A lot of celebrities have been commenting on Chippy Red went on Hollywood Unlocked. Our boy Swaggy P had stuff to say. And so on Gagging with Jason Lee, again, she came on to explain what happened. This is what she said. So you're sitting on the flight. Now, this girl, Batty G, is this your friend?
Stop playing with me.
No.
Stop playing with me.
Wait. Okay, Kitty. Kitty, listen.
I ain't want to gossip, so you ain't heard it from me.
I really don't know who this girl is. I know who you are. And no shade. I don't know who she is. That's why I don't know. Are you? So you guys are not friends? You just happen to bump into each other? I'm really asking what happened. I don't know.
Girl, I don't know her. I don't know her.
I don't know her.
Nah, I don't know. All I know is I wanted to board my plane and get home, and somebody wanted to start problems with me. I don't act ratchet on airplanes. Like I don't do that. Like, but if it's on site, then it's on site. Like that's just really that.
But did you guys have beef in the streets before the plane? She fucked your man, or you guys know what happened?
Stop playing with me. Nah, no, seriously, I mean, like, I always stay to myself. I don't be in nobody's business. I don't go looking for drama. I never start drama. If anything's ever happened, it's because people start with me. Literally. This started from a long time ago. Bitches got beat up and they can't hold that L. And I don't, that's it. Like, she can't hold the L, and that's just that on that. I don't got nothing else to say. I don't know that girl.
Batty G got bad to the ground. She got beat up by you. You beat her up before?
Not to the ground.
I mean, is that what G stands for? I mean, I don't know. Like, did you?
Not Batty to the ground.
You get on my nerves.
So she had got beaten up before, and then she was sitting in the back of the plane, thought she was gonna hide, and then you ran into her, and then you guys snatched her out her seat or something, and then you got kicked off the plane.
I most definitely got kicked off the plane because I was acting crazy. I know, dead ass though, like for real, I was really minding my business, sitting down, ready to go home. I don't care, back in the plane, whatever. I had to get home, had to get back to New York, got to get back to my kid, got to get back to work. Someone that I already had prior, whatever, static. I don't pay attention to nobody. I really don't. Everybody, like, if you don't like me, I don't check for nobody. So she came on a plane.
It's above me now.
Period. Her dude that she was with said something to me. I'm not one to just sit down and just allow somebody to talk disrespectful. So I got up. I said what I had to say.
You said something to the man. You got up and got spicy with the man.
He had said something to me first, and I was like, "What are you talking about? What are you laughing about?" So then she had said something like, "What that bitch say?" Da da da. And I was just like, it's a time and a place for everything, but you can't disrespect me. Like I'm just not with that.
Right.
Like so, it just went left from there. So
now here's the deal: people were saying they were mad because you had a Birkin bag, that's why they're really mad. But they're mad because you thought you were in Delta Comfort, but you were in United Premium. Or whatever, but why do people care? But see, the problem that I have with this is that black people, we don't even travel anyway. So as long as we can get on a plane to get where we gotta go, and when you just gotta catch a quick flight to go somewhere, or in my case, I flew to Sydney, Australia, coach. I don't give a fuck. I had to get there. Why do you think people are making it a big deal?
I think that people just look at it like, oh, how you got this and how you so materialistic, how you so like paying this much money on bags, but you sitting on the back of the plane. Me, I don't care. Like if there's a available seat in first class, if there's a available seat on the back of the plane, it doesn't matter to me. I gotta get home at the end of the day. So I don't know. Maybe I was a little heated from just reading the comments, and I was just like, I had to say what I had to say. Like, okay, yeah, y'all saw me on the back of the plane. Regardless of the fact, fighting on the plane, regardless, is ratchet. So especially to be sitting in the back, but it's cool. Like it doesn't bother me because I know at the end of the day, if I wanted to, I could have easily booked the first class flight. It doesn't, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't bother me. I gotta get home.
It's plane and train shaming a thing because I just feel like, again, as black people, we got to get on flights and we got to start getting out more. But when you just got to go somewhere, I will fly everything but Spirit and maybe Frontier, but I'll fly anything else. And it doesn't matter where you sit. Does it matter to either one of you?
I have two thoughts about this. The first thought is, why was everybody sitting so close on that plane? Like, is it not COVID in Miami? Like, did COVID skip Miami?
You can't really social distance on a plane. They try to do the skip a seat in between the person, but then the airlines lose it all. Now niggas is on planes. The planes is full.
Okay, so my first thing is personally, I prefer first class or Comfort Plus if I'm being down to earth that day. So as someone who prefers first class, I think she might have been on Comfort Plus. I don't believe in plane shaming unless you're Bow Wow and you're lying about being on a jet while you're in coach. The only time you should be shamed for a flight is when you lie about it on social media and you get caught because people can find you in coach. But in regular day life, do what you got to do. Who cares? You're getting where you need to go. She's probably booked and busy more so than the folks who were talking shit about her.
If you haven't been following this show for too long, go back and watch our interview with Bow Wow, who's a friend of the show. He's been here on the show. He owned up to that flight mishap and the photoshopping or whatever. And he talked about it openly, and he's coming back on the show. So Bow, ignore what Blue just said. That wasn't shade. It was just an example of how people do take extended opportunities to expand upon the truth that ends up in a lie. Sorry, Damage, go ahead.
No, I'm with Blue. But the funny thing is, I've been on a plane and I've seen celebrities sitting in the back. I've seen Master P on the plane, YG, Sway Lee. I've seen all types of people on the plane. When you got to get somewhere, you got to get somewhere. Nobody's caring about what seat you're on. But outside of those rap celebrities, I sat next to CEOs. I sat next to all people. Why don't the rich venture capitalists, white people get plane shamed or train shamed where they're making millions of dollars and they sit some way all the way in the back sometimes? But a rapper or an IG model that may have a few hundreds of thousands of dollars, really not that much money to be spending frivolously, they get shamed. I don't get it. I really don't get that.
I'll tell you why. Because we the only people on TV talking about got a Birkin, got some chains, got some money, and then we get caught on that Spirit flight on some bullshit, and then they pull your card. Because everybody's, look, I own Hollywood Unlocked. They send me shit all day long trying to pull receipts on people. That's why I'll tell you, look, I wore this the other day. I don't care. It is what it is. And guess what? I didn't comb my hair today. And it's okay. I did brush my teeth. I haven't taken a shower yet. It is what it is. But guess what? Before I leave this house, I'm going to be fully clean all the way down to my balls and my socks. And I think the problem is our culture, we the main ones trying to push this faux lifestyle and not put in the work. White people, they'll either put in the work or people just gave it to them. Now, there are a lot of us people of color who will work hard, but those of us like us three who are working hard, we're not out here trying to shake chains in your face every day and Birkins. Why would you have a Birkin? Why would you have a $30,000 purse if you don't own property? Why? Why? Because that's what people want to see on Instagram.
How do you feel about this? Both of y'all. How do you feel about when you see somebody that has designer luggage, so the handbag, the book bag, everything, but they're not sitting in first class? Do you look at them strange?
I don't even look at people. I don't care what nobody's doing. Where are your kids at? Are your kids on a leash? Or do you have a dog on the plane? Right. Let me tell you the people I look at when I get on a plane, and I pass it to Blue. When I get on a plane, I look at people who have dogs. Now they bring in big ass Doberman pinchers on the fucking plane. Why do you need a big ass dog that could take a colossal size shit next to me? Now I gotta smell the shit on top of trying to avoid COVID because your fucking dog, who you're probably having sex with, like my friend Jonathan, is now on the plane too.
Okay, first of all, I don't know Jonathan, so my poor Jonathan, he might need to get a therapist. But they've actually stopped allowing those animals on the plane as of I think last week because they were getting complaints about COVID.
Only on American Airlines. That's what I'm saying. Now United people having heart attacks and dying on the plane. You got Chinese kitties fighting in the hallways. It's just the plane is just not even a safe environment anymore.
It ain't. Well, look.
To answer your question, I actually think a lot of those designer bags are ugly. So I'm always like, "Oh, you paid all that money for that? That's a weird flex." I don't care what people have on the plane. I personally don't fly first class because I'm trying to be bougie. It's honestly because I have a very long torso and I need to stretch out and I just need the extra room. But I don't care. Like, think about it this way, right? Bernie Sanders and Joe Biden both take Amtrak. Like they both like take the train everywhere. Like they're both been spotted in coach while they were running for president. Rich white men are in coach all the time. So if we really want to be free, let's act like them. Why not?
Let me tell you. Let me tell you another benefit to flying coach. So back in the day was when I was an alcoholic, I used to fly, I flew coach a lot. This is before I was a public figure. And once I got jacked off by somebody I didn't even know. I met them on the flight. This is some full disclosure. It is what it is. I'm fully transparent. I don't even know who the person is. He's probably watching. Hi. And he had a boyfriend too, which was crazy. It was only two of us in a row. I probably should be sharing this story because I'm trying to plan for running for office. Point of my life, but it is what it is. You're not going to be touched in coach. In first class. Because you're separated. There's only little pods, so you're segregated from the freaks. Sometimes you want to go on that midnight train to Georgia or that midnight flight to Miami, and you want to be sitting next to a thought that might help you find a little pleasure in your travels. You know what I mean?
No, it's COVID. What are you talking about? No.
Ideally, let me tell you, every man is trying to look for something on the plane, especially when you have to go to Miami or like say South by South weekend. You trying to find some work on the plane going there. Like if you can line up work on the way to the weekend, you are a big winner. We got the plan. Let's link up.
And listen, if I'm going South by South, you better give me some mouth by mouth. It is a short flight. Shit needs to go down. You mean to tell me, Blue? You mean to tell me, Blue, and all your pansexuality, you on a flight somewhere and somebody want to touch you, and you've been wanting to be touched inappropriately, you won't let them just slide over if nobody's gonna catch you, and they give you the extended blanket?
I've only been touched once on a plane, and I was with the person that I was being touched by. It was on a long flight to Indonesia, but that was somebody that I knew.
Do you like that person anymore?
No, I do not. Fuck them.
So here's the deal. I don't even know the person. I don't know them to like them or hate them. So I'm fucking good. The gag. The gag was when we got to different show, same sentiment. The gag is when I got to baggage claim, we both looked at each other like we didn't know each other. Like, you trash, because his boyfriend picked him up at the baggage claim, and I wanted to say he's not a keeper, but I didn't. Either way,
Jason, I cannot wait for your wedding. I cannot wait for your wedding to hear what these vows are going to sound like. Cannot wait.
I do. Can we go? I do. I did it all. I do it again. All right, look. So I don't know, speaking of Karens, because the white girl who was filming that on the plane, she could have got her ass kicked and said she got her gin and tonic taken. But there was another Karen that's in the news. and we just got to keep on these Karen reporters. I don't know if you saw that there was a teen boy attacked in New York City. This was late December. A woman named Soho Karen, her real name is Mia Ponsetto. She accused a black teen of stealing her phone. And so during the incident, this happened at the Arlo Hotel in Soho, New York. So she assaulted the 14-year-old kid by scratching, tackling, and grabbing him. And the only thing I could think of is if his black mama had been somewhere in the neighborhood, she would have been drugged out. This is a video of what happened in case you missed it. If you're listening online, you got to go over and Google it on Hollywood Unlocked. Take a look.
Please. Show me this is my phone.
Show me. No.
You don't have to explain nothing to her.
Take the case off. That's mine. Literally, get it back, please.
Are you kidding me? You feel like there's only one iPhone made in the world?
No. Okay, then show me the. Show me all my.
You get a life
Over there. No, what's on your background?
You better go use find my iPhone. Go do that.
Find my iPhone is on. On now. Right
no, you can't. No.
I'm the manager of the hotel.
I don't care.
He will
This is
right
my
now.
son.
Hey,
Didn't you see me just come downstairs out of the fucking elevator?
I'm trying to help, man.
No, but you're not helping.
I
What
am.
you've been is disrespectful.
No, I'm trying to settle the
No.
situation.
My
asking
son
for-
has nothing to do with her.
No.
I'm trying to figure out what's
but
going
he has
on
my
in the
phone.
lobby.
Then show me the proof. No, he's not leaving. Show me the proof.
Are you
Show me
kidding
the
me?
proof.
You better get on.
I need you away.
Let's go,
I
kid.
need you away.
I'm sorry.
Better get on. We have you see two black people.
No, I'm not letting him walk away with my phone.
Wait, better get on somewhere,
No, please
lady.
get my phone back. I cannot not have my phone.
Listen, get your ass off.
Now, listen, this went down even further. Do we have the video of her chasing him and tackling him, right? She went on to go outside and tackle the boy. And the boy is 14 years old. And so the manager of the hotel, apparently he advocates for the lady who wasn't even a guest. Now it's come out that she has she's been arrested here in California. And she's Puerto Rican. So people are now saying, well, she's not a Karen because she's not white. If you are a person that is not black, and you are accusing black people of doing things they're not, or you are showing discomfort with us even existing, you are a Karen or a Ken. Let's be very clear. And so I think this is what I think needs to happen. I think there needs to be federal legislation passed that if you in any way exhibit these type of activities and attack or intentionally attack somebody out of fear because of who they are as a race or as a ethnicity, like you should be put in jail. I don't know. I think they need to pass some type of legislation to make this illegal. Because you remember the woman in Central Park Karen, that did that to that black man. I don't know what you guys think.
I think you could wish a death sentence on somebody doing that. Yeah, I think you claim certain claims about, say, if I walk somewhere and somebody, he stole my bag, the cops are not going to try to investigate and figure that out. They're going to lock my ass up or beat my ass. So that little boy, if that wasn't the manager of a hotel, if that was a police officer, who knows what would have happened. So that's why there needs to be something in place, because you could be wishing a death sentence on somebody at the same time doing that. I'm not cool with that.
Yeah, and there's certain states that actually are putting anti-Karen laws into place. And so I'm happy that this is becoming a thing. I think what upsets me is the fact that this happened in New York. She flew back to California. I actually had to cover this story. And the latest update that I've heard is Ben Crump. He's a civil rights attorney who's helping a bunch of people get their just due. He's actually working with the family of that boy right now. And they have a petition where there's been 100,000 people who have signed a petition for the authorities to fly their happy asses to California and yank her and bring her back and put her in jail. So his family is working towards it, but I really, really think that this lady should have gotten mollywopped. I really wish somebody had just pounded her into the pavement and given her a taste of her own medicine. I'm really tired of this turn the other cheek thing. If a black woman had been present, if his mama had been present, we'd be having a conversation about the court case about the lady who beat up the white-skinned Puerto Rican for being a Karen.
You know, this whole turn the other cheek thing really only applies to us, right? They always tell us to turn the other cheek. Oh, just let it go. Oh, just forgive them because they don't know better. No, people are mad. People in Georgia are mad. That's why it is a Democratic state now. That's why they have changed the Senate.
Yay!
This country and all people of color. And you know what? I'll go a step further. There's a lot of white people who are tired of other white people fucking it up for the bunch. Just like when I see some shit go down in our community and I'd be like, damn, y'all making us all look bad. There are a lot of white people that I know who are very happy that that Georgia now is a blue state. They are very happy that we're going to have change in this country and that we're talking about topics like this. Why? Because they want to be better too. And I feel like, again, until we start creating laws that hold Karens and Kens accountable. And let's be clear, Karen and Ken is anybody who ain't black, who is on the other side of what's right when it comes to how you deal or engage us. I also want to say to that young boy, you know, you can really be a beacon of light for this topic by continuing to grow in your adulthood as a young black man and setting the example and reminding people of the effects this has on people. They say now that he's seeking therapy to help process the trauma from what happened.
Yeah.
And so the lady now, she didn't came out. Now, I don't know why we want to hear from her, but a reporter would happen to be at McDonald's, baby, getting a Big Mac and cheese and ran into her and asked her if she had any regrets about what happened. And the woman says, I'm good. Have a good day.
She also said, I'm only 22. What's the big deal? As if once you hit, because she's only 22, beating up a 14-year-old and racially profiling him makes it okay. Like, she's an idiot. This lady is not a mental giant. She's not
clearly. She's clearly an idiot. And my thing is, did we ever find this girl's phone? Did somebody? I want to know if she found this phone. How did she get home?
They found it.
She did find it. She found it.
No,
yes.
no.
In an Uber.
Found in an Uber.
In an Uber.
Throw her away. Throw her away.
Well, and it's also COVID. Why are you out? I mean, I know I'm out. I just got back from Neiman's, but why are you out? I mean, don't let me. I can't shame her for being out because I was out, but I was
right.
Look, at the end, look, if you lose something, I've never lost something and ran in public accusing strangers. Now I will accuse my team, but I got cameras at my house, so I'll be watching anyway. But my point is, we have to get past the place where we just keep reporting on it and we actually don't take steps. So Kamala, do something. You in the White House in a few days, do something. Tell Joe that there's a problem and put these Karen and Kens in prison. And I'm gonna tell you who else they need to put in prison. All those Kens who broke into the Capitol the other day. You know, you broke into the state Capitol taking pictures on the House Speaker's desk. I am confused at what's happened. What they should have done is they should have shot every single one of them. You know what?
I thought that's the protocol. I swore that was the protocol. I didn't know you could just siege the Capitol building. I didn't know you could do that. I thought the protocol. I seen a man try to throw something over the rail one time, and they threw some shit back at him. I know you can actually siege it. This is wild.
Actually, I've actually snuck into the White House before, so this is awkward for me. I was in the press room.
If you jump in wait, we're gonna get to that, but if you jump the gate at the White House, you're gonna get shot.
Yeah.
Like, you're not gonna get to make it to the front door. How is it that people took over the Capitol? They took pictures in Nancy Pelosi's seat. They took pictures where the vice president sits. They should have been murdered. And I'm gonna say this: if they were black, if they were Mexicans fighting for DACA rights, if they were any Muslims fighting for the right to be Muslim in America and not be treated as terrorists, they would have been killed. And this is because they were white privileged men waving that Confederate bullshit. That is the reason why there's pictures circulating. You went into the House. You went into is it the House or the Senate? Wherever you went to the Capitol, bitch, and you still lived. They all need to be, and they're not arrested right now. They should be arrested, if not killed.
This is wild.
Yeah, I'm scared, but also excited about what's going to happen leading up to the inauguration. I feel like MLK Day might be a day of reckoning in some parts of the country. I feel like the inauguration is going to be lit and not necessarily in the fun way. I just feel like this month is going to be in history books taught to our kids about how we all survived January 2021. So buckle up, boys and girls. We're in for a ride.
Yeah, it's gonna be real. Yeah. Well, the good part is that this could possibly be a virtual inauguration because of COVID. There is a reason why we don't have to be outside. I don't want to see no attack, no bombs, no shootings, because if they're breaking into where our congressmen, our senators and stuff are doing business and breaking into the House Speaker's office, I can only imagine, what other things that they will do. And this is people homegrown. This ain't Russia, China, and anybody else fucking with this. This is our people. So I don't know. I wish Nancy and all the other folks over there the best. And Congresswoman Bass, call me because I need the tea. All right, look. Speaking of tea, Von Miller, he's a football player who I had the privilege of sitting behind in first class once. And he gave me a really dirty look because I had previously had somebody here on the show. He's a football player for the Denver Broncos. and his ex-girlfriend Megan Denise, which is ironic because Megan Denise was a stripper at Floyd's strip club Girl Collection, and the last time I saw Von Miller was at Girl Collection, and that might have been where these two hooked up. But either way, he took her out the strip club because that became his girlfriend. So she got pregnant, and she blasted him for praying that she had a miscarriage, telling her to quote fucking disappear and get an abortion. She went to social media and she drug him for filth. And there are screenshots of the text. I'm going to put them up and read them right here, okay? She said, since y'all want to know, here's y'all's MVP. And in there, he's saying, I'm so disappointed in myself. I'm so disappointed. She says, me too. And then he says, this is the biggest mistake of my life. And she said, okay, please, I don't want to block you. And then he said, I'm honestly praying for a miscarriage.
Yeah, nobody.
In another post, he says, fucking disappear and get an abortion.
So here's the thing. If this is real, this is nasty. This is disgusting. But if it's not real, I have seen this many times before. I have seen people, and I've even experienced with people when you leave them, they create all types of digital stuff to be like, oh, you said this and this happened. So if this is real, Vaughn, what the fuck? But I still have to play devil's advocate because I have seen this so many times and done way better than this. Because I've looked at the little receipts and stuff she have. There's a little inconsistencies there. I'm not saying it's not real, but if it ain't, what is going to be held? Like, would she be held accountable for making this up? That's what I want to know. If it's not real.
Hashtag protect Black women. There. I'm just going to throw that out there.
Is that how we're going to use that one?
It seemed like a good place to start. No, because why is she automatically being questioned? Why don't we assume that she's being honest? I mean, she already lost it.
Well, I don't believe in assuming at all. I actually like to have things verified in general. So I feel like Damage is right. If this is real, he's a disgusting piece of trash and he deserves whatever he gets. But if this is fake, then she should probably seek some help. She probably get dragged herself. I do think it's a little bit suspect though, because something in my gut makes me feel like he probably did say it to her. I don't know. I feel like whether he actually wrote those messages or not, I think we all think he was probably thinking it. I don't think he wasn't thinking that he wished she had a miscarriage, whether he said it to her or not.
I'll say this. You know, I don't know Von Miller personally. I know that a lot of people love him. I know that he's a great football player, and being a great athlete doesn't always measure up to being a good person. I would say that, you know, I know Megan. I don't know her privately that much. I mean, of course, I saw her at the strip club when she was working there. But nonetheless, that doesn't mean that she's not a good person. And I feel like if you're having sex with a woman and she's and you're not wearing rubbers and she has a chance that she can get pregnant, you should own up to that. I also believe that, you know, if these messages are real and this is how it all went down, why would you even be dumb enough to leave a receipt like that? Like, if you were dumb enough to text something like that, Vaughn, you are dumb enough to be right here getting called out for some dumb shit. And I just would say to women, you know, for those of you who've either tried to trap men to stay with you by getting pregnant or hoping that you get pregnant because that's going to save your relationship, if a nigga don't like you when you're not pregnant, he not going to like you when you are pregnant. If he ain't shit when you're not pregnant, he not going to be shit when you get pregnant. Love yourself enough to get the fuck away and live your life, because then you're going to end up right here on Hot Topics and we're going to be talking about you fighting with your baby daddy, allegedly, in the DMs on Instagram. Like, why not text him? I want to know why she DM'd him the messages, unless he changed his phone number.
This is all why I'm like, look, I'm not saying none of this ain't real. I just want some more verification. So I don't care really that much to sit there and watch it, but I do a little bit because I see this happen a lot. I see a lot of terrible niggas say terrible things to their exes, and I also see exes not be able to deal with the person they were dealing with, move on and do crazy things. So I've seen both. I'm going to sit back, watch from afar, and see what happens. But if this is real, Vaughn, you know you messed up.
Didn't his mother say something to like chime into the conversation? And that's extra messy on top of that. Like, I feel like if this woman is pregnant with your grandchild, he's going to one day, he or she, this child's going to one day see how you were talking about their mother. So I think everybody needs to fall back a little bit until we get some clarification about this.
Well, listen, this isn't the first time a stripper from Floyd's Strip Club has been on our show. Elizabeth Ruiz came here a long time ago to spill the tea about the sex tape that she had with him after he had put her under a gag order, and she broke the gag order to come here on the show. And this is why I know for sure Von hates me. He probably hates me even more now. But Von, I lost so much weight and I'm so cute, I don't even give a shit. And you're probably still a good football player, but Elizabeth Ruiz was here on the show, and she kind of spoke to his character. I think we got a clip.
And so she was on vacation, allegedly with a football player named Von Doe.
Von Doe.
So Von Doe and Elizabeth are on vacation, and they decide allegedly to have sex. And allegedly there was a video of that allegedly hit the internet that I absolutely could not find.
That allegedly it was his idea to record it.
And then allegedly. She had said she was going to extort him out of money, which later was not, there's no evidence of that. So she's allegedly under fire from Von allegedly Doe.
Well put,
Did I do
sir.
a good job?
Well put.
It's all fucked up, allegedly. Okay.
And so if you come to my hotel, it's me and you, nobody knows, wham, bam, thank you, man, we're fucking, oh, now there's a tape. That's one thing. It looked like a romantic getaway in Mexico, sexy place, group of people, friends hanging out. We're young, we're fly, people got money, we in Hollywood, and y'all in Mexico.
That's where we are now at the store.
Okay, so set this up. So allegedly, now it's time to go to the room because it's romance time. What is the conversation like with Von Doe? Is it, what's up, you want to do this? Or was it kind of already an expectation that you guys were doing that?
Yeah, it had just been like kind of building up because we had been going to the club and kind of like sticking together in the club and then doing the whole like chicken fight in the pool and then
fight in the pool?
That's them playing and waiting in the water.
You know,
and
you're
stuff.
my partner, so
okay.
She's a black woman. They don't go in the pool.
I go in the pool. I'm half white. Okay, I've been swimming since I was 6 months old. Carry on,
Got you
girlfriend.
together.
You know, we rent the jet skis. It's like, who are you going with? Well, we're going together, you know, and we kind of sped off in the jet ski on our own by ourselves. So it was kind of something like that was building up already.
Where did this rumor come from that you wanted to extort him?
So I had actually gone to an attorney and I wanted to protect myself, and because Von Doe had a video as well on his phone. So
after the alcohol and after the romance and all the fun, you're like, wait a minute.
Sober.
Okay.
Yeah. And then, you know, I spoke to an attorney. He reached out to his people. My attorney actually ended up fucking me over, which now we're in a contract where I'm not going to be able to sue him because I was planning on to. He reached out to Von Doe's people and told them that I wanted 2.5 million within a week and all this stuff. And when I read it, I was like, 2.5 million? Like, okay, my pussy's really good, but it's not 2.5 million. I mean, it is, but I mean, I wouldn't ask for it. So I was kind of surprised when I saw all of that because it wasn't told to me prior to the situation.
So,
but your intentions were to stop Von Doe from releasing this tape he had.
I knew that he had a clip on his phone, and I had another person in his field reaching out to me. So I'm like, either something's being talked about in the locker room, or like, you know, now I'm being degraded.
So did one person record it and then send it to the other, or how did that? Or did you set up a camera production?
No, it was just like selfie mode, and then like mirror mode,
and then you all texted to each other.
And then he did it. He did a clip off his phone, and
so they had stuff on their individual phones.
Yeah, we were just pulling out our phones and
you have the
recording.
lengthy video, whereas he's maybe got some snapshots or whatever. So you have the lion's share of the content.
Did the video get online? How did the video get online?
The video never got online. No. Actually, that was just allegedly whatever.
The video never came out.
But the video never came out.
I've never been able to find it.
So I don't know. I don't know what's more interesting: the fact that all these women are starting to paint a different picture of Bond that we must have, or the fact that they all work at Floyd's Strip Club. Either way, it's a messy situation, and I want everybody to know where your baby is, and know if you in a relationship, and know if you have love before you go out and just raw dog somebody and shoot up the club. You know, just
wear condoms.
Self-respect, yes.
At least pull out. Jeez.
All right. Well, speaking of pulling out, there's a whole bunch of models pulling out of Alexander Wang's upcoming fashion show because people are saying that the A-list designer was accused of sexual misconduct. They're saying that he allegedly assaulted multiple models. Now, I had my own Alexander Wang moment. Not that he touched me, because that ain't my thing. But I did ask him to be a plus size model, and since then I've lost all this weight and I can't even fulfill that anymore. But back to the topic, one of the former models and graphic designer, his name is Owen Mooney. He took to his TikTok to share the alleged encounter with Wang back in 2017, revealing that he groped him at a concert. And now other people are coming out claiming that Wang laced their drinks with Molly. He Bill Cosby. Look, this is a TikTok.
By weird, I guess being sexually assaulted by one counts, right? Because in 2017, I was in a club in New York City, and me and a bunch of mates, we went to watch the rapper Cupcake, and the club was just like hectic. It was so packed, you could not move, and I was like by myself at one point, and this guy next to me obviously like took advantage of the fact that no one could fucking move, and he just started like touching me up, like fully like up my leg, like in my crotch. Like it made me like freeze completely because I was in so much shock. And then I looked to my left to see who it was, and it was this really famous fashion designer, and like I just couldn't believe that he was doing that to me. It just made me even go into even more shock. But it was like really fucked up, and then like I just had to like slowly move myself away.
Now there's another TikTok video since that one. Take a look.
So I thought in the previous video the better thing to do was just to not mention any names, but this comment surprised me just because they actually got it right, and turns out Alexander Wang is a massive sexual predator, and there's been a load of other people that he's done this to. So in that case, he needs to be exposed. Like, it's just really fucked up that people with this type of status, they think that their power like gives them this type of pass to be able to do this to people, but it's so wrong. And like now, anytime I see his name mentioned, or it's like I see him with celebrities, they're like best friends or whatever, like it just reminds me of what he did, and just it's just a really fucked up memory to have. So yeah, he just needs to be cancelled.
Now I have mixed feelings, and I'm sure people are not going to like what I have to say, but I have to say this. The whole Me Too cancel culture movement is so blurry right now because it's like a lot of legitimate things mixed with a lot of bullshit. Now, if this happened in 2017, a couple questions I have is this guy gay? If this guy's gay and Alexander's gay and they were in a gay club, the gay club culture is very different than the straight club culture. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just telling you what it is. I'm telling you as a gay man who's been in a gay club all over the world. There's a club in London called XL. I went to that club. In that club, in the back of the club is an entire sex party going on. I walked through the crowd because I was surprised that these people were having sex. And you know what? Can somebody in that room, in that back room, say that they were raped or sexually assaulted? You're walking around with a bunch of people sucking dick and fucking, right? I don't know what club they were in, but what I will say is that if you are a gay, and look, there are a lot of gay boys, there's a lot of straight boys trying to get next to me. You get next to me because of who I am, and I'm not even at the level of wealth or notability as the Alexander Wang, and you're in there and you're sipping your 1942 and you're having a good time, and Rihanna's last album is on because she don't got a new one, and you feeling yourself, and then all of a sudden he's feeling yourself. That's the culture in the gay clubs. And so now, 3 years later, when Me Too is here or the cancel culture is here, maybe something's not adding up in your life. So now you're targeting Alexander. I'm not saying that what Alexander Wang is right, but I'm just describing you that is the environment. If I go to Warwick, which is a straight club here in LA, I'm not expecting, no straight man is expecting me to walk by and rub his dick. He's just not. I'm not going to say it's never happened because they never asked me or they never touched me. But, you know, when you're drunk off that brown juice, some shit goes down. But in the gay club, that is the culture where people touch anybody. That's why I've always said, I think I probably even said on the show, if I was to get in a relationship with a man, or when I do, I will not go to a gay club with him unless we are surrounded and we have security and I have a team of people around me. Because if a man touches my man in the club, like this man said that Alexander did, I beat his ass.
See, I have, Jason, you and I are similar in this. I have mixed feelings, but I think they skew a little bit on the other side. I've been to a lot of, I'm not going to say a lot. People can't see this. Well, forget it. It's Hollywood Unlocked Uncensored. I've been to several play parties, as we call them, both queer and straight. And even in those settings, I still get to say who was allowed to touch me, right? I still have consent in those spaces. Now, I thought about how would I feel if someone who sees me in Hollywood Unlocked now was to say, oh, me and Blue were at a sex party on O Street in DC back in 2017 and accuse me of something just because I was there, a part of me started to sympathize with Alexander, like, damn, that'd be kind of messed up. However, I have a gay Black friend, I'm not gonna, name people's business, who was sexually assaulted at a party by someone who was in the industry, who only recently, 4 or 5 years later, came out to me after watching I May Destroy You on HBO. Because on I May Destroy You, he saw a Black gay man being assaulted by another Black gay man and finally had the wherewithal to come clean to me that he had been holding on to this. So there are a lot of gay men who feel ashamed because of the culture and the groping mentality of so many folks that they don't come out. And the trauma that he felt when he was telling me that story was real. So me having a friend personally who's gay and who's been through this and seeing how shaken up he was, it makes me kind of feel like, damn, I can see why Alexander could have been set up, but we also have to leave room for this to be investigated, because I personally know somebody who was in a situation very similar to what this young man is alleging. So I'm too kind of,
But the problem with this is, and Damage, I want to know your perspective. The problem with this, though, is that now Alexander Wang is now guilty in the public opinion. Like in the eye of public opinion, he's now guilty. And I feel like we don't live in a world anymore where people want to do investigations, where people want to look in facts. They just want to rush to judgment. And I'm not here to defend Alexander Wang, because that nigga didn't give me a job and I'm mad at him for that anyway. But I'm just saying that now you can literally make a TikTok and say, back in 2016, Jason Lee put his finger up my ass, and then all of a sudden now cancel Jason Lee is here. Not that I would give a fuck, but I'm just saying,
Yeah, I feel you, because I think, of course, cancel culture is very problematic, but I think the fact that he made a video, they made another video because someone else called it out, felt like that triggered him. And when I'm reading this report, it's not just him, it's like 7 other people, and all of them were not at a gay club. Some of them aren't gay at all. So I don't know if Alexander Wang did this, but there may be some validity to the story. I mean, I know Alexander Wang parties with a lot of people in the industry. They turn up wild, and I think that blurred line of turning up and having fun sometimes can lead you down these dark roads in these situations, because probably 99% of the time you're having fun, you're doing drugs or drinking, whatever, and you grope somebody up, they don't care. It's that one time, and that always comes back to that one time. So, yeah, man, like I said, it's several people got cases against this dude, and he's seen somebody on Instagram write it. I don't know, but I do know there might be something. There might be some legs to this story.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I pray that any victim of sexual assault or anybody who's a victim of a sexual predator gets their day in court or whatever. But again, I don't like the idea that we rush to judgment. I'll also go a step further to say, and I'm not saying I support or believe this is okay, but the entertainment industry is very different than working at a hospital or working at a police department or working, as a janitor somewhere. It is there. A lot of our work does exist in social settings where the lines do get blurred, where maybe there's alcohol or drugs involved, and now you think somebody likes you, or you think this person that might have an opportunity for you is, the way to get to their heart is through their pants. I'm not saying that it's okay, but I'm also not saying that. I'm also saying that it's not something that we don't know has existed for a long time. I think now we're saying that right now it's no longer acceptable, right? Not that right now it's unacceptable, but right now it's no longer acceptable. And I hope that if this happened, Alexander, I can't fit your clothes anywhere. Well, I can now, but good luck. But to the guy who had the courage to at least make the video, whether or not it's been verified to be true or not, I wish that you get the closure that you need. And them eyebrows were snatched, by the way. I don't know if you saw his eyebrows, but
oh, I did. Yes, they were everything.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a power thing, man. I mean, I was a big DJ in Philly, and I remember getting drunk and seeing people, and I feel like, yo, they should be talking to me, and never groping anybody, thank God. But it's a power play. It's like, I'm lit, I'm drunk, I'm rich, I'm powerful. How don't you like me? And that's when you start making advances that nobody's asking for. And I've seen people do this in front of my eyes where I'm like, yo, you tripping. And, shout out to the other people that were I don't want to say being attacked or being groped on. They handled that the way they wanted to handle. But I see this all the time where it's like, oh, just because you think you rich and powerful, you can just go around touching and grabbing people. It don't work like that. It don't.
And I'm happy that men can talk about it too. Sorry, I was about to say I'm happy a man is coming clean.
Yeah, and I don't know where the future of this happens, but remember last time some men came forward was on Michael Jackson, and this goes back to again that was found to not be true, or it was thrown. Their lawsuit was thrown out of court. This is why I say, like, when people make the Karens and the Kens make their reports, or these people making these reports, I feel like if there was a consequence for people who are found to be lying, or they were found that intentionally they did something wrong, they should be able to be sued and put in jail. There has to start being a consequence, because otherwise you can just say whatever you want to fuck up somebody's bag. You come for me on some bullshit, it's a wrap. I'm coming for you. And I'm not gonna sit behind an attorney and a publicist. I'm coming for your ass. Pause. No wrongness intent, coming for your ass. Probably the wrong time to say
And we're
that.
back. And we're
Speaking
back.
of coming for somebody's ass, Raz-B is back in the news from B2K. He's putting his co-members on blast for blocking him on social media. Now he's gone and blasted certain B2K members on social media, saying that they had blocked him because they were protecting pedophiles. And this went all the way back to my first interview ever. Me and Charlamagne interviewed Raz-B, and he opened up to us, no pun intended, about being allegedly molested by his cousin Chris Stokes, who was also their manager at the time. Now, I know that Chris Stokes knows that I'm very vocal about, feeling like he should be placed in prison. I know that he's allegedly hid behind gang members that have put threats onto Raz and other people around them for allegedly drawing out, claims of sexual abuse. But here's another situation where somebody's calling out somebody who has some perceived power who hasn't been put in prison. Why is Chris Stokes not locked up? He's been accused of molesting this boy and other members of the group for I don't know how many years. And now Raz-B has went to Instagram and uploaded a note. This is what the note said. Take a look. He said, just found out certain B2K members got me blocked. I just feed your kids, nigga. He meant fed. They must be protecting pedophiles. Now, we don't know if he's talking about Omarion, Boog, or Fizz, but either way, we want to talk to him. And Raz, I'll continue to give you my platform to come here and share what it is you're going through and address the things that have happened to you in your life in a safe space. And I feel like, again, you can say what you want. I don't know that a black man, is just out of nowhere going to say that people were fucking him and sucking his penis for attention. I don't see that.
So here's the thing about this situation is two truths can coexist. I actually do believe that Raz-B was molested. I followed this story for years. Anybody who's dealt with anybody with trauma, the way that he carries himself, you can tell that somebody didn't appropriately touch him. Like, I 100% believe that. I also believe that hurt people who don't get the help that they need become very annoying and problematic to others who didn't hurt them. So I could see a space where something happened to him that was horrible, but his bandmates might have an issue with him just because of the way that he acts towards them. You know what I mean? Those two realities can coexist without them siding with Chris Stokes. So for me, I'm a little bit curious about what the relationship between him and his bandmates are outside of what happened to him in his allegations.
But if Raz-B chooses to protect the image of his co-workers, to make the bag work for them, because of certain financial circumstances or whatever, he shouldn't be given the expectation of remaining in silence about being molested by his cousin, aka former manager.
Agreed.
And I feel like, is Raz on one hand weaponizing his social media and the past sexual trauma to get what he wants or get attention from people who may be rejecting him? Probably, but shouldn't he be able to act out if the people that he protected for so many years are now rejecting him with this expectation that he has a veil of protection for the things that they did wrong to him? I don't think that that's fair.
My thought is, because he alleges that Chris Stokes did this to multiple members of the group. Like, I don't know how trauma works. Can you force people to just agree and say, you know what I'm saying? Like, where Raz-B is personally with his trauma, is it safe to say that maybe the other members might not be there yet? Like, how does that work? And I don't want to say the wrong thing, but like, how does that work? If maybe you are at that point where you could talk about the trauma and what happened with you, but can you force other people to jump out there and talk about their experience?
I'll tell you what I want. I want a full indictment. I want a full investigation. I want a safe environment in the legal area for them to be able to be deposed. I think people should be asked questions. I think if there are witnesses to it, they should be brought forward. And I feel like Chris Stokes should have his day in court. And if Chris Stokes is not a pedophile, then people owe him
exonerated.
yeah, he should be exonerated. He should be owed an apology. But if he did, in fact, insert his penis in the mouth of these kids or in their asses, and there were other people around that supported that, they need to all go to prison. I'm tired of talking about just R. Kelly or the guy who allegedly killed himself. What's his name? Jeffrey Epstein. There are more Jeffrey Epsteins in the business. And I'm tired of a black man who may have some mental issues. You know, Raz-B may be crazy, but his craziness or his mental issues or mental incapacity shouldn't be the driving motivator and why we just disregard the fact that he's made these very serious claims. And I'm happy to say that along with offering my platform, Raz has accepted the invitation to come here on the show, and I'm going to be talking to him directly about everything that went down and giving him a platform in this era, because the last time we talked was probably 10 years ago when Me Too wasn't a thing. And now that it is, I'm going to talk with him about what it is that he experienced. And he's willing to share whatever happened from his point of view. And Chris Stokes, you're also welcome to come and talk to us because, you know, we're fair in giving everybody the same space, but know that we will ask you the questions that you probably don't want to answer. I do want to give a special shout out to the Gag Nation on my other show. They actually sent me this heart, this flower. And you know, it was very touching. They gave it to me during the live show. I'm going to read the card again for those who didn't watch Gagging with Jason Lee. And they said, to Jason Lee from your Gag Nation family, Amber Lynn, Bell Twin, Zaydon, Moni, Nunu, Christina, Betsy Boo, Gina, Kenya, and Corinthian. Oh, and Jay, we love you and we want you to know that we appreciate you beyond measure. And so I just want to say to the people that watch this show, Hollywood Unlocked with Jason Lee Uncensored, that tune in for me, Damage, or Blue, or for all of us, or none of us, just because you want to see the bullshit we talking about. We humbly just appreciate you for sticking with us. Those of you who've been here since day one, Corinthian, one of the guys who pitched in to buy the flowers, he's been watching the show since the very first show. We appreciate you. We are just getting started, believe it or not. We have a lot ahead. And I'm also happy to announce that Fox Soul picked up more episodes of our show, so you can watch us every Friday night at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. But you also got to come back and rewatch us on Mondays when we share it, and share it on Facebook and all your friends. And make sure that you click the bell on our YouTube channel, because that's how you stay alerted when we drop some new shit. And 2021 is going to be lit. I'm excited to share what I have in the works. So thank you for showing up, and I love you all.
Let's get
appreciate y'all.
That was my way of saying bye, bitch. I'm out. Peace. All right, look, that was a great show. And make sure you keep coming back, because we got all types of amazing interviews and topics that are going to make you go crazy.
That's right. That means like, subscribe, do everything you need to do to make sure you stay up to date with what we got going on.
And ladies, stay tuned in, because you know I have your back.
And listen, make sure that you're commenting below, because even though I say I don't read it on the show, that's all I do when it's over. Peace.